Hey guys, it's Fran from Wonderful Wednesdays. Today I'm going to talk about depression, and I took like the 12 steps to overcome depression from this book, which I highly recommend. Is the Freedom from Depression Workbook. It's a really good book, and I'm not going to talk about my experience because like each person has its own story and its own experience overcoming some things. And if you want a video about like my recovery journey, I can do that, but for now I'm going to keep it like more general. And this book is just awesome, so I'm gonna read through the steps and talk a little bit about each one of them. Step number 1: be aware of the indicators that tell you that changes are needed. Depression is not only a bad day, it's a disease. It's a serious condition, and like once you see that there's something wrong, that it's not only like sadness, it's a disease, be aware of that sign. Number 2, know that anger can be undercover and choices can be made regarding its purpose. What they say here is that usually depression is anger turned to yourself. Instead of like expressing your anger, you were keeping that to you, so that's why you were getting depressed. You were getting angry with yourself. Number 3, become committed to healthy boundaries and assertions. That goes along with number 2. It's to start to voice your needs. If you are angry, it's okay to feel angry. I'm not saying you're gonna start yelling at everybody, and just, I don't know, fight with people, but it's okay. You can say, you know what, I'm angry. Just voice that. Don't let that affect you as a person, your mental health. Voice that. Say your needs. You can say, it's okay to say. People are not gonna judge you for that. Number 4, believe in yourself, know your worth and value as a person. Again, like, once you voice your things, people are not gonna judge you for that. It's okay, and you are worth it. You are worth recovery. You are worth like everything in your life. You need to know your value. So go like really fight for your health. Fight for your desire to overcome these difficult times in your life. Number 5, refuse to be a perpetual victim of past or present abuse. This is something that we usually do. Like, you guys know that I suffer from PTSD, and I still have like the nightmares and the flashbacks and the thoughts and a lot of things that result from that one episode that I had. But I try to look at that, like, of course I have to process everything that happened and see the damage that they did to me. But I try to look at that as an experience that I went through and how much I changed after that. I can have like self-pity for me during my whole life, because otherwise I'm not gonna go further. And like, if you are nowadays a victim of abuse, it doesn't have to be like, violence or anything like that, but if you see like that some people are not respecting your space, it's okay. Like, you don't need to be the victim of that. It's okay for you to express your needs. It's okay for you to use your voice. It's okay for you to just let it out. That is going to make you feel better. 6, allow time for natural grief to run its course. Like, sometimes bad things happen in our lives, and instead of just like saying, well, I'm gonna get over it, like, let's say that you broke up with your boyfriend, and then your friend's gonna say, well, let's have a drink, you need to relax, let's have a drink. And you are not in the mood for that, but then you say, I'm gonna have a drink. Well, it's okay for you to say, it's even healthier for you to say, like, I'm not feeling good right now, I'm sad. Maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but for now I need to grieve my loss. It's the death of a relationship, and I need that time. That's the healthy thing to do, in your life. If you have a bad thing happening, it's okay, and you need to feel that. You cannot run away from your feelings. You need to feel that, and then once you're over with that feeling, then you can move on. Of course, you cannot sink into that feeling, but you need to give some space for that. 7, know that the best way to be in control is to resist the craving to be in control. Like, there are no shortcuts to anywhere worth going. And the more you crave something, the farther you're gonna be from that. And that's true. Like, you're gonna get frustrated, if you crave too much something, if you crave your control, when you can't get it, you're gonna get frustrated, and that's gonna become that cycle, and then your depression is gonna get like even more and more and more severe, and then it's gonna be just a train wreck. 8, make allowances for painful truth. We do undergo pain in our lives, and some things are really painful. Truth can be really painful, and it's okay for us to feel those pains, and face those truths. It's fine, and we need to do that in order to become stronger. So it's okay. Just allow that to happen. 9, understand how your personality can predispose you to depressive feelings. Like, if you have some other conditions along with your depression, you're more likely to have a more serious depressive episode. Like, in my case, I'm bipolar. I have my PTSD. I had anorexia and bulimia. So when I was depressed, like, my depression was really severe due to that, and you have to understand that. Step 10, be open-minded as you consider the medical aspects of depression. Sometimes you need to take medication for that, and there is nothing wrong with that. Medication is not only made for people that are crazy, as some people may think. Like, I still take medication. I see my therapist, I see my psychiatrist, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know that therapy can be really expensive if you don't have like a good health insurance, and so I really I really recommend therapy, but that can be really expensive, and a psychiatrist can maybe prescribe a mild antidepressant that is not gonna have like side effects or anything, but that can at least push you a little bit. Like, depression is a chemical imbalance in your brain, so sometimes it's important to give that back to your brain. Like, it's just like if you have an infection or something like that, and you have to take medication for that. It's not a shame to do that, to acknowledge that sometimes you need medication for something. Step 11, review your struggle with thoughts about death. This is for like suicidal thoughts. Allow others to know you truly. If you're considering that, just have at least one person knowing that can protect you. Because if you are in a depressive mode, we can act by impulse and do something that we really really don't want to do, is the disease that is stalking. And step 12, be committed to positive attitudes that can bring balance to your emotions. And here I'm gonna go actually to the chapter and read some things here, which I thought are really key. Number 1, it's not your job to make others change or understand. So forget about making other people understand what you're going through. Your truth. That. So people are not going to change. They may want, if they want to understand, you can help them understand. If they don't want to understand, it's fine. You know, like you need to be true to yourself first. Number 2, lifelong changes begin with daily adjustments. That's the baby steps. Don't try to do everything in one day. Take one step at a time, do one thing at a time, do one change at a time. Key number 3, make yourself accountable. Here comes your integrity, your honesty, and everything that comes along with that. Number 4, make allowances for setbacks. Even if you are in the recovery process, you can have slips. You can have relapses. That goes for like any disorder. It goes also with eating disorders, like the relapses can happen. It doesn't mean that all your journey is ruined. No. I always see like recovering from any kind of mental problem as a stairway. Like you can go up like 5 steps and then you have a relapse, you go 1 step back. But you're still 4 steps higher than what you were when you first started. So that can happen. And the last one, see emotional healing as part of your spiritual awakening. So I hope it helps. You guys have an amazing rest of the week and weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next Wednesday. See ya.